And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Ahoy, mateys! Today we're taking a look at Walk the Plank, which was probably a really horrific experience, but we tend to make this something pretty cool, I guess, nowadays. As an aside, I did do a paid preview for this game when it was on Kickstarter. I loved it then. Has the final production changed my thoughts at all? Let's take a look. Alright, here's the setup. We have this is the ship here. Here's the plank that players are going to be walking on. Here's the Kraken ready to eat you when you die. The pirates are little wooden guys. Now, I got stickers from Mayday. They handed these to me at the convention, the stickers, so I'm not sure that you can get the stickers, that they come automatically with the game or not, but it'll work fine without them. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that your pirates are the last ones pushed off the ship. Each person has a deck of cards, and what you're going to do as you play the game is you're going to pick 3 of these cards, you're going to place them in front of you, and then starting with the start player, whoever the start player is, they will play a card, take the action, go around a table, play a card, take the action, go around a table, play a card, take the action, go around a table. Then this is placed. This starting player is moved counterclockwise, so that the person who went last turn will go first the next turn. So you will always get to go twice in a row if you're last, which allows you to do interesting things. So what do these cards do? Well, first we have Run Around. This card makes you move 1 space. Now, granted, you want to play it if you're, on the plank, and when you can get back, it moves you 1 space back. But as with all these cards, if you can do them, you must do them. So if I play this card and for some reason all my guys are here, I would have to move 1 in this direction because, well, that's just the rules. This one here, shove left. So I shove one of the pirates to the person to my left where I am. So I could push there. If we were here, I could push one of his pirates there. I'm shoving them forward on the ship. And then we have the shove right, which is the exact opposite, going this way. When someone is eliminated and I play a shove right, shove left, I skip players who are eliminated. Then I have pull to ship. This says if I'm with somebody else, I can pull them back to the ship. Now, hopefully, I'll want to do it when I have 2 of my own guys and I can pull the other one back closer to the ship. Or even worse, if they're both out here, I can pull them back closer to the ship. But if for some reason one of my guys was shoved and I get pulled back to ship, then I would have to pull someone else with me. Now, the opposite of that is drag to sea, where I drag someone along with me to sea. Again, if I'm stuck with one of my own guys only, that would be a horrible card to have played. Charge is an interesting card. You can't play it as your first card, but you can play it as your second or third card. When you charge, you move forward 1 and then push someone who was on the spot you move forward 1. Now, hopefully, when you play such a card, you play it so you go and knock them off into the sea. That's the goal of that. The next 4 cards all have a skull on them. The reason for that is when you play these cards, when you're done playing it, you set it aside and you can't use it next round. So essentially these cards can be only used every other round because they're more powerful, so you have to decide when to use them. This one, I don't want to die, simply takes your guy and moves him 1 or 2 spaces towards a ship. This one, retract the plank. So we take off 1 piece of the plank, anyone on it goes and falls in the water. You can't retract. There always has to be at least 1 board of the plank out there. And these cards extend the plank, will make it longer, and save your people on it. And then we have a shove anyone, where you can pick anybody that you're next to. And of course here I shove anyone and I'm with only myself, so I'd have to shove myself. But hopefully you would have that card here and shove that card overboard. So the game's going to progress and people are going to fall overboard. The game ends when 1 of 2 things happens. When there is only 2 pirates left. When there's only 2 pirates left, then those pirates win as a tie. So here blue and red won as a tie. Or when there is pirates of only 1 color left, in which case that person is the solo winner. So you can win by yourself or with 1 other person. You know, this game feels like a prequel to this company's Mayday's other game, which is Get Bit. And you know I've talked a lot about Get Bit, and that's a lot of fun, swimming from the shark. This is before you swim from the shark. This has that same feeling. It has what we call programmable movement, where you're putting the cards down in order, and maybe by the third card you're like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, and now that card doesn't make any sense. Or you hopefully have set it up so, haha, I knew I was going to be able to push you off because I knew you were going to play that card. Programmable movement is used in other games like Robo Rally and such, and usually it's a pretty heavy experience because you're sitting there going, okay, I'm going to play this, I'm going to move here, I'm going to do this. This is much more lighter. You're moving forward and backwards and shoving pirates, pulling pirates, and pushing them into the sea, retracting the plank, extending the plank, etc. This game is just silly fun. It is best played with a full complement of 5 players. I'm kind of curious why it's only 5. I think it would have worked just as well with 6. Gameplay doesn't take that long. Yes, there's player elimination when all 3 of your pirates are gone, but games aren't long enough that that really matters that much. Besides, you can really sit there and laugh when the person who killed you gets that sweet, sweet revenge handed back to them. The components are good if some of them are necessary. Do you need a big board for a ship and a big kraken? No, but it adds to the flavor of the game. The little wooden pirates are good. The cards are very easy to distinguish. You can teach this and have this going in a minute. They say this is what the cards do. The skull cards can't be played every other turn. You do have to emphasize that the charge card can't be played as your first card because people always forget that one. But other than that, boom, 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 and it's easy to play. But does that make it fun? Well, the fun is the interaction. The shoving left, the shoving right, people complaining, saying, why are you shoving me? Why did you do that? Sometimes people committing suicide with the last pirate just to take someone else out of the game. That's really funny. A big winner for me, this is one that I will gladly find a space for my collection because it's just so much stinking fun. Walk the plank.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!
Yeah?